Welcome back, everybody, to Empyrion Galactic Survival Alpha 11.1.1. I am an old guy gaming, and this is Project Eden, and it is also the Dead is Dead series. And as you can see, we still have not died. All right, so let's see here. We're going to pick up right where we left off in the last episode. It's been a couple days for me since I played last. But our goal for this episode is we're going to look around and figure out where we want to actually have our base here on this awesome green jungle planet. So this particular episode, guys, is probably not going to have a lot of action in it. It's mostly going to be me flying around looking at the place and deciding where I want to do the base. Okay, so just kind of giving you a heads up on that for this particular episode. If we don't find a place, though, by the end of this episode, then I'll probably do the rest of the looking around off camera until we do find a location, and then at that point I'll bring you guys back. Okay, so let's get started with this now. The first thing I want to do is I want to actually take the warp drive and the tank, that thing right there, off, so we can get our CPU back, so we can actually fly around a little bit better. And then I'll reattach that when the time comes for us to go back to the dead planet to get more of our stuff, because it is my intention to go back there and get, bring most, if not almost everything that's over there back here, and we will probably never go back to that planet again as long as we live, because I hate that place. It sucks. Okay, so let's see here. I guess first thing we need to do is we need to attach to here, and so we're doing pretty good volume wise. We're a little bit heavy, weight wise, but not, I don't think, really terrible heavy. And the other thing I want to do, actually, too, is let's go back into here for a minute. And I want to go here, and then I want to go here, and I want to take that out so we don't lose it when we take the tank down. Okay? And now, let's make sure we're on retrieve blocks. Oh my goodness, it's raining. It rains in the jungle? Oh, at least it's not like acid rain, right? So, always something to be thankful for sure. Speaking of being thankful, today is November 26th. It's Tuesday night, and Thanksgiving is in 2 days from now. By the time you guys see this episode, Thanksgiving will have actually come and gone, but I would just like to wish all of you who celebrate Thanksgiving a very happy Thanksgiving. Okay? From Old Guy. All right, I'm looking forward to it. We're going to go down to Pueblo, where my daughter and son-in-law live, and celebrate it at their house. So really looking forward to that. Trying to behave myself, in terms of not eating too much, so I can save some calories for Turkey Day. So that's going to be awesome. And then I'll probably feel terrible afterwards, but that's okay. That's part of the fun. Okay. So anyway, enough of that. Let's go ahead and remove this as well. And let's see, where's our CPU at now? Okay, we're back to 100%. So that that'll allow us to fly around, and scout the planet a little bit better without being slowed down because of our CPU. Okay, so we are currently on kind of on a bit of a, I guess you would call it a butte almost. And I don't mind the idea of being kind of up in a bit of a high spot. The thing about this particular butte that I don't like, though, is it's actually not very flat up here. It has it's very difficult, for us to see this from this perspective, but it has kind of like almost a bowl here, which really is not conducive to what I'm in general, planning on doing for this base. The other thing that I would like to do, and let me tell you what I'm thinking. Now, this is very general. I haven't planned anything out. Specifically, it's just kind of what I have in my head right now. But what I want to do is I want to have a base in the forest, in the thick of the trees, as much as possible. However, probably the bulk of that base is going to be underground, but not all of it. Okay, we're going to start underground simply because I need to get well established with defenses and stuff for the drones that are going to start attacking us, and it's just easier, to do that underground. That doesn't prevent them from attacking or, from trying to hack your core, but I've got a plan for that too, by the way. But it'll allow me to get a bit of a foothold so that we can, you know, then build up. But I am going to have an above ground portion to that base too. You know, when the time comes. Now, exactly how that's going to look, I couldn't tell you right now. It's just a general idea for what I want to do. Okay, and that's partly why I'm on the jungle planet too. I just wanted to be in a place with lots of trees and lots of vegetation and lots of green after, you know, being on the dead planet for so long. And so that's pretty much it. So with that in mind, we need to start looking around for a place to live on this planet. So let's get our thrusters going here. Let's top off our fuel. And volume, yeah, we're a bit on the heavy side, but probably not to the point where we can't, you know, still fly around and do pretty good. Yeah, we've got decent maneuverability here. All right, so yeah, unfortunately, we kind of have a big old rainstorm right now, which is going to make it a little more difficult for us to see what the hell we're doing. I suppose I could do a little cheat and remove the weather, but I don't know. I don't really like to do that, just because, you know, it's part of the challenge and everything. I don't know. On the other hand, it's going to not make a very good video if you guys can't see what the hell's going on either. So let's just try it for a while, and if I feel like it's just not working in terms of visibility, then I might actually clear the weather with a console command. But let's just try it for now and see how things go. Okay, so I suppose, let's see, the first thing we want to do, I would like to be near water. It doesn't necessarily have to be a large body of water, but I would like to be near water, you know, for the resources and that sort of thing, in the water generator and all that. So this is kind of, here, let's get this turned around here. Oh my goodness, we have very slow turning speed. That's terrible. Terrible. So yeah, let's get the turnaround, and we can kind of take a look at the butte that we just came off of. So, you know, it is a bit of a cliff and all that, and a little bit of a high spot, but here again, it's not, I'd like something, you know, that's a little flatter on top so that we can eventually build like a little spaceport, you know, for landing larger ships and that sort of thing. And, you know, there's always the option here in Empyrion on building up the terrain, or, you know, building a large platform, but it's always better, if you can, to start with level ground to begin with. You know, for SI reasons, and just, you know, the sheer amount of work that doing something like that will take, because I've done it before. So, you know, let's just kind of look around and see how we're feeling about stuff. Gosh dang it, I wish this rain was not here right now, though, I have to tell you. Let's fly over here by the lake. I am curious to know, you know, what the factions are on this planet too. I'm expecting it to probably be the usual: the Xerax, the Talon, and the Polaris. Look at this lake. It's got trees in the water, which are probably like mangrove trees, I would think. Same kind of idea, anyway. Yeah, that's very, very jungly looking. Almost kind of swampy jungly looking. Particularly since this is a swamp biome anyways. Or a swamp edge anyway. Really cool though. Alright. Now we do have yeah, you know what, guys? I'll tell you what. For the sake of the video, I'm going to turn this weather off because it's just, we can't see. Alright, so we're going to do it, and that's all there is to it. I'm a poet and I don't know it. So let's see, what do we need to do? Weather off, I think. There we go. That's better. I won't do that normally, but I've got to make a video that you guys can see, and that's why we're doing it. Okay, so let's see. Now we can kind of get a better view of what's going on around here. Look at the lush green trees. I just love it. Just love it. There's probably a lot of nastiness in those trees, though. Okay, well, let's see. We should probably just pick a direction and go in this direction. Man, this is a huge planet too, isn't it? Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. We've got a fairly oh, we even have an restaurant deposit. Nice. We have a fairly decent quantity of ore deposits, but on the other hand, it is a large planet too, so well, I think what I want to do is, since we're sort of kind of close, well, we are in the northern hemisphere, aren't we? Let's go ahead and head east into the sun and just kind of scope the place out. Just kind of scope the place out. And I'm going to be just looking around for something that catches my fancy. You know, and I don't mind this area so much that we even landed in, but we need to kind of scout the whole place out before we make a decision on exactly where we're going to live here. So let's just take a look. Take a look. I'm not really too terribly concerned about following you know, stuff on the scanner right now, because I'm more interested in looking at the actual land itself. But I'm sure, you know, we'll come across some things. This is pretty thick forest in through here. Oh, you know, another reason too, guys, why I want to do a substantial portion of the base underground is so that we can, as much as possible, try and preserve the trees around the base. We've got some pretty high cliffs over this way, with lots of green on them. Kind of reminds me of what you might see like in South America, a little bit in Peru, that area, Andes. That's one humdinger of a steep cliff, isn't it? Goodness. I don't necessarily have a mountain base in mind, though. I do like mountain bases, and I've made them several times in this game over the years, but well, you know what though, this is kind of neat up here, isn't it? Because you got almost like another separate little forest or ecosystem on top of the mountain. That is a nice little flat spot there too, isn't it? That'd be ideal for a spaceport, except for that it's not real large though. Let's go fly over there and look at it again though, just because, you know, looks could be deceiving. Oh my gosh, it takes so much to turn. Just got to be a little patient with the turning. Yeah, there's not a lot of room up here. I mean, you know, when you start thinking about the size of a capital vessel, there's not a lot of room up here. The view is fantastic, though. Look at that view out there. I love it. I love it. It looks so nice. Okay, well, let's keep heading on an easterly heading here. We're going to head into the sunrise, and then we'll have a little bit of daylight. Oh my goodness, what the hell is that? That is a ginormous structure. I've never seen that before. And it's also Xerax territory too on top of that. That's a pretty good sized lake. That's a really good sized lake there. Okay, well, we are not in any kind of position right now to be taking fire from anything. We're definitely going to have to check that place out at some point, though. But I think what I want to do is I want to try and avoid, you know, getting shot at. So I guess what we'll do is we'll get some more altitude. Look at the beautiful sunrise, too. I've always loved the sunrises in this game. Just gorgeous. Man, that place is huge. Definitely has my curiosity piqued, that's for sure. Okay, are we still in Xerax territory? We're just kind of skirting over the top of it. That's another factor to consider too, is that we don't really want to be near Xerax territory, particularly the territory that has the drone base in it. Lots of lush forest. Really cool. This is kind of a neat little feature over here too, because it's like almost like a river. Not quite, but almost. And there's cliffs right up against the water. That's kind of neat. Okay, so yeah, we're past Xerax territory. Everything's got a bit of a green haze to it. But if it starts getting bad again, visible, we'll just clear it again. Kind of a neat little secluded canyon through there. That'd be a good kind of a hideout, you know, type of location, but we wouldn't be able to see the awesome landscape very well. A little bit of a sandy area here. Let's go over here for a moment. I like the looks of this just really thick forest. Almost reminds me of broccoli. The look of it. I want to actually just go down on the ground here for a minute and just kind of look around a bit. Hopefully we don't get hit by anything. Cobalt deposit. Let's land right about here and just take a peek on the ground. These are like these really large giganto trees. I like the ferns and the lighter colored, you know, undergrowth here. Okay, so let's turn the thruster off. Gotta be careful, because there could be nasties down here. Definitely could be nasties. I really like the color of this, almost like a moss, you know, type of forest bed here. Big, ginormous trees. Then we got a little more you know, kind of like a brown ground, you know, with what am I trying to think of? Decomposing material like you'd find in a thick forest. I'm from the Pacific Northwest, by the way. Seattle area, Washington State. And I was born and lived for many years on the Olympic Peninsula, which is a rainforest type of region. So that's kind of why this appeals to me a little bit, because it reminds me of home a little. Just imagine we could go hunting on a hunting trip through the woods here. Looking for something to put on the dinner table. Kind of cool. You're about to leave. Oh, yeah, I don't care. We got some spices, some herbal leaf thingies, some sugar, honey. Lots of food-based plants. This kind of looks like a termite mound here. Really neat. Big old rock pillar. I like the jungly music too. That's cool. It sets the mood, man. I'm expecting to see Tarzan swinging through the trees any moment now. Butterflies flying around. Really neat. I mean, after being on the dead planet for so long, something like this is just like heaven. Not quite the paradise type of feel like our other planet was, but heaven in its own way, so to speak, you know? Particularly if you like dark, deep dark green types of forests, you know? So this kind of goes down into like a little valley here. Man, I really like this color of green. Nice, soft, mossy forest floor. Alright, there's nasties over there. And they're coming for me. Run away! I don't know what level those guys are. Level 9. Oh shit, level 9. Yowzers. That's a pretty high level spider. Alright, so we've encountered our first predator here in the jungle. Wants to eat old guy for dinner. It is a little hard to kind of see, you know, through the ferns and stuff. Alright, I can see a little better here. See, after all those shots, that spider's only health, that level 9 spider's health is only halfway down. Alright, we killed one of them. I don't know if that was the 9 or the 10. Or the 5, rather. Okay. I got a few headshots off on it, so that's why it went down quicker. Whew! Okay. It's dangerous! There we go. I wasn't getting shifty to work on that other one. We're also using a level 1 pulse rifle though too, so that doesn't do a hell of a lot of damage. I'm digging this though. This is cool. Really cool. Let's just go, I just want to kind of go look down over the ridge here a little bit. Nice view across the way. Let's head on over to this little mountain here, just so we can get up a little higher and look out over that valley. Because everything looks different from the ground than it does from the air, of course, you know. You don't quite get the sense of the place when you're flying over it as opposed to being actually down here. So we're gonna have to kind of scooch on up here. Quit your belly aching. I'm trying to be careful because I don't know what's up here. Cool. Okay, let's go. Well, here's some Akua berries. We gotta hit the trunk to pick those, don't we? Yeah. Let's go over this way. And I want to just kind of look down over through here. Oh! Ruins. Interesting. Very, very interesting. They kind of look like Mayan ruins too, don't they? We probably have more zoom on here, don't we? That's neat. Lots of stuff to explore later on. All right. Well, I mean, I'm liking all of it, really. I really am. But let's keep flying around and just kind of keep scoping the place out. I haven't seen anything yet that's just really jumped out and grabbed my imagination, but I'm just kind of generally liking all of it, you know? Let's be careful coming down here so we don't break our leg. Pretty nice detail. Confetti moss, very good. That's a kind of a somewhat rare medical ingredient. So it's good to know that that's around. What's this thingy? That's just a plant. Whoa, did I hear something? Guess not. I don't really want to pick a whole bunch of stuff actually because we're already pushing our weight limit. Going through this thick underbrush is a little risky. You gotta think that there's gonna be raptors in a place like this. There's a copper rock. Lots of brain fungus. So this is actually called the rainforest biome. And I think it definitely reminds me of a rainforest biome for sure. I mean, we have ferns like this, maybe not quite that large, but like this on the Olympic Peninsula in Washington State. They'd be more like about this size here. So that, you know, that along with the moss on the forest floor and the large, really thick trees, does very much remind me of being in the Olympic forest rainforest. If you guys have never heard of the place or seen it, just Google it. It's a beautiful place, but it rains a lot. You know, rainforest and all that. That's the really the main downside to living in that region is it rains all the time. All the time. Lots of spice around too. That's good. Okay, we're parked over here. Oh no, I went past it, didn't I? I'm like so busy looking around that I'm not paying attention. Okay, so we got a pretty good look at a rainforest biome on the ground. And I really like it. It's awesome. You know, one of the things about Empyrion, at least in my experience, is you don't usually spend a lot of time on foot, you know, after you get past the early game. And places like this, I mean, I know this is Project Eden, but even in the vanilla game, you know, some of the forests in the vanilla game, if you just get out and walk around and enjoy the scenery, it's really pretty neat. And I think that's often overlooked in this game because, you know, we all want to fly around in spaceships and all that sort of thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a big part of the game, but there's just a lot to enjoy, you know, if you stop and take some time to smell the flowers, as it were. Okay, so let's continue heading east, and I wanna find a different type of biome, and you know, go look around in there. So we know that this one that has the big thick trees that kind of look like broccoli when you're way up in the sky. That's the rainforest biome. So what if we go over this way? And this, I think this over here, you know, it's got a little bit darker green trees. This is going to be a different type of biome. So this is an actual jungle biome directly. Jungle dense, it says. And what about these trees over here? This is probably like the swamp. Oh, that's a jungle oasis. With all the flowers and stuff. Yeah, this is swamp biome or marsh. Alright, what's this over here that has kind of these taller, lighter green trees? So jungle dense, jungle. All right, let's land here and just take a quick look here too. Okay. Really? Oh my god, I can't believe we're out of time already. We're having so much fun. Oh shit, I hear spiders. Don't know where they are. Whoa! You little son of us. Oh, I didn't put my weapons back on either, did I? Okay. Can we get up in the air a little bit? Alright, I'm probably not going to be able to see them very well because they're directly underneath me. Oh my goodness, there's 4 of them. Level 6, a level 9, level 5. Yeah, we're not messing with that, you guys. Not right now. We are not equipped to handle that. Okay. Yeah, so let's just move away from those guys. Wow, look at that tree over there. That's cool looking. Colorful. Looks kind of sort of looks like a pineapple or something. Pineapple tree. What's this? Nice little bouquet of flowers. These kind of remind me of poinsettias a little bit. Lots of color. Cool. Okay. There's some pentaxid over there. Alright, that gives me a fairly decent feel for what the jungle looks like on the ground. I think I prefer the rainforest myself. kind of what we've seen so far. Jungle dense. There are some pretty interesting trees, though, in this biome. Let's turn around this way. We're running out of light here. Wow. This is some thick vegetation here. Goodness. Huge ferns. That's why they call it jungle dense. Yeah, if you wanted to hide out in the forest, this would be the place to do it. All right, well, let's get back up in the air here. I guess I didn't turn my thrusters off that time, did I? Oh, my camera just got all messed up. What the hell? There we go. It took just as long to roll as it would have just to use the rudders to turn. That's a nice big lake. Wonder what it looks like under the water. Probably looks like the same as any other Empyrion underwater, but let's check that out real quick, and then we need to wrap up this episode because we're starting to run a little long here. But I don't know, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This is, you know, a little bit different, not a lot of action, but just, you know, just exploring and looking around and enjoying the beautiful scenery. I enjoy. It's not something I would want to do for every single episode, of course, but you know, you got to change it up once in a while. And we are also looking for a place to live on top of just checking it out, so there is that too. I'd be curious to see how deep this water is too. It looks like it actually gets deep pretty quickly. Wonder if there's any of those telepod thingamadoodles around. Wow, this looks really nice. It does seem to start to get deep fairly quickly. One thing I've noticed about most of the lakes in vanilla is they're really shallow. See, we got pentaxid, we got some seaweeds down here. Water crystals. This biome is called water crystals. Pretty decent supply of pentaxid, I'd say. I've said this before multiple times, but I really wished and hope that A11 will do more with the water in this game. I mean, this is a neat environment down here. You know, put more creatures in the water and maybe more variety in terms of the vegetation and stuff. But oh my goodness, look at all the pentaxid down here. Man. That is a lot of pentaxid. How far out are we? Oh, wow. Yeah, I'll bet you there's a lot out here. I did a water base in Alpha 7, and it was a lot of work, but it was really cool when I was finished with it. The water in Empyrion is just really weird. It's not like other games where, well, at least I assume it still isn't because I haven't tried it in a while, but it's not like other games like, you know, Minecraft or 7 Days to Die where you can basically displace the water by placing blocks down. It doesn't work that way in Empyrion. The only way you can displace the water is by raising the terrain up with your filter tool. There's a promo stone. Those are rare. And so, you know, if you want to have a substantial area underwater, you know, with air in it, then you've got to raise a whole bunch of ground up to make that air pocket, and then you've got to take the ground back down again after you raise it up, and then you're left with an air pocket. There's another promo stone. I'm trying to see if I can find any ZR1. I'm sure there's going to be some down here somewhere. That's pretty rare too. You know, I'm not seeing a bunch of seaweed. There's some right there. Sometimes you can find stuff by the big boulders under here. Okay, well, for the most part, no, there's some seaweed. For the most part, it looks about the same as it does in vanilla, other than the fact that there was a whole bunch of pentaxid down there. Okay. All right, guys. Well, we're out of time, so I'm going to just keep flying around off camera and, you know, scoping out the planet. And if I come across something that's remarkable, you know, that's really out of the ordinary from what we've already seen, I'll definitely put that on camera, or at least, you know, when we start up the next episode, you know, point it out to you. But I think the plan is going to be I'm just going to kind of fly around off camera and decide, you know, where we're going to have our base. Okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, save, share out the video, save the video. All those things help the channel. I do appreciate it. And we'll catch y'all in the next episode. Bye-bye.